Happy Sunday, everyone. Sunday, Sunday, Sunday. Today is December 6th, and it is only 1 week till Hanukkah. Yes.
We hope you had a wonderful Thanksgiving.
I hope your Thanksgiving, your Turkey Day, or your Tofurkey Day, whatever you did, was fantastic. We missed you, though. Probably more than you missed us. But we never know. So let us know you miss us when you're gone, because we miss you when you're gone. But we are going to begin, as we always do, as we rise together for Hatikvah, the national anthem of Israel, the national anthem of the Jewish people. We're going to face the Degel Yisrael, the flag of Israel, if you have one. If not, we're going to put Israel in our hearts as we join together on page 1.
Page 1, that's my favorite page.
It's my favorite too, for Hatikvah.
Kol od balevav penima nefesh Yehudi homiya ulfatei mizrach kadima ayin letzion tzofia od lo gdol tikvatenu hatikva bat shnot alpayim להיות עם חופשי בארצנו ארץ ציון בירושלים להיות עם חופשי בארצנו ארץ ציון בירושלים.
You may be seated for just a moment. So excited that Hanukkah's coming. But our Torah portion this week is Vayeshev. And unlike last week, where we started out with Jacob getting up and leaving, this week we talk about Jacob settling in the land of his fathers. So, Jacob settles, and he has 12 sons and 1 daughter. Isn't that right, Cantor?
I think so. At this point, 12. But then he has a 13th son later.
Later.
Yeah.
Yes.
I always get that mixed up.
12 sons and 1 daughter. And the problem is that Jacob favors one of his sons too much.
He did not learn the lesson from how his parents treated him and his brother.
No, he did not. In fact, he repeated the same mistakes of his parents. So one of the big lessons of the Torah portion this week is that if we see older people, adults, doing something wrong, we have an opportunity when we're adults to correct the mistakes. And that is how the world continues to get better. Isn't that right, Cantor?
God willing.
Baruch Hashem.
Baruch Hashem.
Blessed be God indeed. But you might have heard this story, right? Because Jacob favors his son Joseph so much that he buys him a very special coat. A coat of many colors. In fact, some might even say that it's technicolor. And as a result of being the favored child, Joseph acts like the favored child and is not very nice to his brothers and sisters.
Bit of a brat.
A bit of a brat. And so, they don't want to be in a relationship with him anymore. And
They take it to a bit of an extreme.
Bit of an extreme.
Yes.
But we can learn a lot about improving the world and about treating our siblings well from this Torah portion.
Yes.
Not that we believe our siblings would sell us into slavery or throw us into a pit. God forbid.
God forbid.
Chas v'shalom, since we're doing that today. Then, but we still want to make sure that we're in good graces with our siblings, because whether we like it or not, we have to live with them. And our siblings are very special. We talked about this before. We're always going to be in a particular relationship with them, one different from every other relationship we have. So, if you have a sister, say, I appreciate you, sister. If you have a brother, say, I appreciate you, brother. If you have no siblings, you could thank God that you're an only child. Or you could lament that you're an only child, because sometimes that is hard too.
Two sides to everything.
Two sides to every story. But that is the Torah portion for today. So we're going to continue now on page 3.
Page
3 as we rise once again and we wake up. Remember how we're going to wake up and get ready to be in a relationship with God, a conversation with God, and we're going to pray to God.
Am I awake? Am I prepared? Are you listening to my prayer? Can you hear my voice? Can you understand? Am I awake? Am I prepared? La 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 la, ya 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 la 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 la. First me. Baruch hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Everybody. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam Va'ed. Le'olam Va'ed. Yalalai, yalalai,
And now that we are all standing and we're awake and we're ready to be in a relationship with God, we answer the question, how many God is there?
Just
the one.
Just the one.
One God. Let's do the Shema together.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad.
All right, you may be seated. We're going to continue now with our prayer for peace. Our prayer for peace, Ose Shalom, which can be found on page 9. Isn't that correct?
Page 9, that's my favorite
Page 9,
page.
Ose Shalom. Okay.
Ose Shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol yoshvei tevel v'imru amen. Everybody, Ose Shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol yoshvei tevel v'imru amen. Ose Shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol yoshvei tevel v'imru amen. Ose Shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol yoshvei tevel v'imru amen. V'imru amen.
Nice. Well, now we've come to the Midah of the week, which is supporting and healing as a community. And in Hebrew Cantor, we say,
Somech noflim v'rofei cholim, which should sound familiar.
because it shows up in one of our prayers, our big prayers. In fact, the Amidah or Tefillah. Okay? So, this can be interpreted as visiting the sick, helping to heal the sick, but also about avoiding illness and avoiding people getting into situations which might cause them to be dangerous or get sick. Very much like
Right now.
right now in the pandemic, when we make decisions as a synagogue about whether to be in person, which would be so much more fun, or whether to be online for religious school, we are caring and supporting the community for healing by making these hard decisions.
Very true.
Okay? So, the idea here is that we are supposed to do everything we can to keep ourselves and everyone in our community healthy and safe. And we have to be God's partners in this. And we do that by keeping our eyes and our ears opening and listening to all of the messages that we get from God, whether they come from the CDC or the health department or our own gut feelings. Okay? Now, it's not just about sickness, because it's also about supporting. So if somebody needs help, meaning they are alone, or they can't go grocery shopping by themselves, or they need help watching kids, or just a smile or a kind word, that is another way that we support each other, because we know that it's not only physical health that's important, it's also mental health. And so we need to make sure that everyone feels good emotionally as well as physically.
And that we practice different ways of dealing with negative emotions when they arise, because it's completely normal, and there's no such thing as always feeling good. It's always a back and forth, and so we always have to remind ourselves that when we're feeling really low, it won't last forever, and it'll go back. It always goes back.
And that's how we support ourselves, and we can support others by reminding them that this too shall pass.
Right.
Guys, Hebrew word of the day.
Oh,
Cantor.
yes.
How do you say boy in Hebrew?
Yeled.
What does yeled mean in English?
Boy.
And how do we remember that?
I yelled at the boy.
I yelled at my boys all the time. Well, but here we go. So, how do we say boy in Hebrew?
Yelled.
How do we say yelled in English?
Boy.
And we're going to remember by I yelled at the boy. All right, and I hope that no boys or girls or anybody else gets yelled at this week, especially the week before Hanukkah.
We are not advocating yelling.
No yelling of any kind, except yelling in joy and happiness. That is okay.
Yes, it's almost Hanukkah.
Yes, it's almost Hanukkah.
Woo!
All right, so we're going to continue our study of the closing prayers as the cantor is going to once again lead us very slowly in the Mourner's Kaddish. The Mourner's Kaddish, and remember, we rise together to support each other in the community, just like our midah. This is one of our midah. Support each other, support someone who's lost somebody by rising and standing with them for the Mourner's Kaddish. And Cantor, what page is the Mourner's Kaddish on?
It is on page 10.
Page 10. That is a great page. So let's all stand up in memory of those that came before us and in support of our community, in keeping with our midah of the day, as we join together. And remember, follow along with your finger, as the cantor leads us slowly in the Mourner's Kaddish.
And if you want to take a moment to think of someone in particular who's passed away that you're remembering, then just take that one moment right now and think about that person or those people or your pets and say their names out loud if you want to, right before we say the Kaddish. Thank you. And let's continue together. Yit gadal ve'yit kadash shemei Rabba be'alma divra chirute ve'yamlich malchute bechayechon uvyomechon uvchaye dechol beit Yisrael ba'agala Uvizman kariv ve'imru amen. Yehe shemei Rabba mevarach le'alam ul'almei almaya. Yitbarach ve'yishtabach ve'yitpa'ar ve'yitromam ve'yitnaseh. Ve'yit hadar, ve'yit ale, ve'yit halal, shemei dekudesha berichu, le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, da'amiran be'alma, ve'imru amen. Yehe shalama rabba min shemaya ve'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imru amen. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imru amen.
May there be abundant peace from heaven and life for us all, for all Israel, for all the world. And let us say amen. And may the one who creates harmony on high bring peace to us, to all Israel, and to all the world, and comfort all who are sad because somebody has passed away. And let us say together, amen. And now, you may be seated for our closing song, which is Kol Hanishama on page 11.
Page 11, that's my favorite page.
It's my favorite too.
We're just singing the bottom line this time for that prayer.
Just the bottom line, and it's an easy one, so we're going to catch on, and then we're going to split up and have a little fun. Kol Hanishama Tel Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
One more time.
Kol hanishama tel hallelujah. Hallelujah. Again. Kol hanishama tel hallelujah. Hallelujah. One more time. Kol hanishama tel hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Okay, now if you want to sing with me, I'm just going to say one thing. I'm going to say, Hallelujah.
Over and over. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. And I'm going to sing, Kol hanishama tel hallelujah. 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 Kol hanishama tel hallelujah. 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 Kol hanishama tel hallelujah. Hallelujah.
All together now. Hallelujah.
Kol hanishama tel hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Let's close it out with hallelujah.
Yeah. Hallelujah.
Well, Sunday, Sunday, Sunday. Happy Sunday, everyone.
Happy Sunday.
We're glad to see you. We'll see you on
Hanukkah,
Hanukkah.
which is next week, and you have the opportunity to light candles with us every night of Hanukkah, either on Zoom or on Friday night with the YouTube service.
All right, all right, all right. Happy Hanukkah, everyone, early. We'll see you then.